Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Thank you for coming back to, excuse me, another episode of Scattered Breezy. My name is Travis, and I'm here to review Married at First Sight Season 7, Episode 9. Let me go ahead and give tonight's preface and just say that this review will probably be the most trash review I've done all season. I did not pay attention to the show at all. Okay? I really wasn't paying attention, and I think that's mostly because this episode seemed like it was another filler episode. It wasn't really that interesting, and I was just doing other stuff. So, I mean, I'm probably going to leave out some stuff, but I don't really feel like there's much that I could leave out because the episode sucked. Yeah, this review is going to be trash. I know it. I know it now. All right. My notes are so short. All right, so Babel. Everything is cool with Babel. Nothing is wrong with Babel. They're the perfect happy couple. Speaking of happy couples, shout out to Anthony and Ashley from not last season, but I think the season before that, because she's pregnant with their first child. So shout out to them and congratulations to them. I think they're from season 5. I think they're season 5. So they're expecting their first child, which is good. They're one of the 3 couples, I think, that are still married. All right, so yeah, back to Babel. Nothing is really going on with Babel. The exercise that the doctors had the couples participating in this week was talking about fantasies, getting more intimate, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, like I said, having Babel on here is a good balance. But, you know, balance can be boring at times. But I don't think we talked about, what's her name? Danielle. We didn't talk about Danielle's, is that her name? Babel? Yeah. We didn't talk about her fantasy, but they talked about, excuse me. They talked about his, and his fantasy was girls in hats and big t-shirts. He's turned on by girls who wear baseball hats. You know, whatever your thing is, you know, go and let that boat float. All right, and that's all I got for them. There was a point where the guys met up and, you know, they did the dramatic thing to make it seem like it was something wrong in their relationship. There's nothing wrong. Moving on. Danber. Danber is more or less the same thing. Amber feeling really insecure about everything that has to do with her, and it's becoming tiring to hear about. I mean, I understand, you know, insecurity is important and, you know, that's a thing, but I'm tired of hearing about Amber's insecurities. I am. I mean, he said something about, because I literally, the first 10 minutes of the show, I forgot the show was on. I was just watching TV and didn't even really know, like, what was going on because I was in my phone doing something. But he asked her to change her hair to her normal type because clearly she's not a blonde and she needs to lay off of the bleach. But he asked her to dye it, or I guess take the dye out, something like that. And she took that as him saying that he doesn't want blondes. He wants her to be a brunette because that's his time and and all the other kind of stuff. Then later on, her fantasy, I guess, was to be taken out on a horse and carriage ride. So he got a horse and carriage ride. It looked very nice, but I can almost be willing to bet that even though horse and carriage rides look real nice, I'm pretty sure they smell like dookie because you're behind horses and horses stink. There's nothing romantic about a horse smell. But anyway, you know, hey, that's your thing. Go for it. So they're on this horse ride, and speaking of smells, he said, ooh, I don't know why he said this. He said, ooh, you smell nice. It's almost a little overpowering. And I'm sleepy because this is the first week of school. But he told her that she smelled good, but it was almost overpowering. And I was really like, come on, Dave. Come on. That was real petty. You didn't have to say that. You could have just said, you smell good. You did not have to tell this girl who you already know struggles with insecurities that had she did one more of those, it would be too much. Because then that started making her feel some kind of way. But Amber brought up the things that the doctor told her about not going to those negative places because it's not beneficial. So she made a joke out of it, like, you know, I could have sprayed some more. Something like that. I'm like, okay. And he rents out some restaurant and they have a special dinner on the balcony. And, you know, all is well. He mentioned earlier in the episode that they do it every night. Congratulations. All right, Tremia. You know, we really thought this episode was going to be interesting. I guess the beginning was. Tremia met with her sister and her dad, you know, just to catch up. And, you know, early on in the conversation, Mia drops the bomb about the possibility of them moving to Houston. And the sister is not here for that. She is very confused and she's very open and honest about how that didn't make sense. And Tristan made it a point to remind us over and over and over again that this was supposed to be a light launch. This was supposed to be a light launch. This was supposed to be a light launch. He said it over and over and over again. And I was like, I got it. I got it. This was supposed to be a light lunch. Mia wasn't at that meeting. When they sat down with the producers, Mia was there physically, but Mia was not there mentally because I think Mia's kind of absent a lot of the time. And he told her, he said, Mia, we're going to have a light lunch. Light lunch. Okay, focus, Travis. So the sister is like grilling them. Like, did you think about, like, because obviously Tristan wants to move to Houston because he has his tutoring companies. He says he has multiple tutoring companies. He has 3. You know, good for him. You know, black man doing it, you know, power to the people. But he said he wants to move there because I guess maybe the 2 that are in Houston are doing better than the 1 that's in Dallas. So the sister was like, did you think about this before you got married? And he's like, yeah. And you could tell that Tristan was getting irritated. And I could understand why. Tristan was very irritated with Mia for bringing it up because why? Let's all say it together. It was supposed to be a light lunch, okay? Mia was just real. I'm not going to use the word that I was going to use. She was real ignorant during this dinner. Like, she just was absent. I was totally in agreement with just about everything that Tristan was saying in regards to the dinner. Like, later in that conversation, Mia kind of like real low asked him, are you comfortable? And he was like, what do you think? And Mia turns and says, Tristan's uncomfortable, so can we just lay off the questions? Like, who does that? It didn't make any sense to me. You would think, being her age, well, never mind. You wouldn't think that because we know Mia's not all there. But she should have said something like, hey, y'all, let's just change the subject. Let's not talk about this right now. Let's, you know, switch it up. But no, she says, are you comfortable? What do you think? Hey, guys, Tristan's uncomfortable. And so that pissed Tristan off even more, which I totally get, and that makes sense. But he was talking to they go back home and they're still, you know, things are still uncomfortable and tense, and they talk about it, and he talks about how he has to baby her through conversation, and he did. Like, you as a grown woman should have known that that was not the way to steer the conversation in another direction. Like, that just wasn't what you do, because you really did place all the blame on him, and he said that she threw him under the bus, and she did. But they get over it. They agree that, I don't know what they agree about. They figured it out. I don't remember how they figured it out. I think I stopped paying attention right there too. They talked about it and they moved on. I don't know why they moved on. I don't know how they moved on, but they moved on. So then we get to Mia's fantasy, and it includes sweets. And y'all know, honestly, you know, last week when we started, there was going to be a shot of him in his boxers. It got to like 10 o'clock, yeah, but like, you know, I have DirecTV now, so I don't know if mine is a little bit later. But it got to 10 o'clock, and I was like, oh, maybe I missed all of that uncomfortable stuff, you know? I missed all of it. I thought I did, but clearly I didn't, because it was like the last 15 seconds of the show. Mia's fantasy was for Tristan to have on his boxers feeding her donuts. And out of all the footage that hit the cutting room floor, that should have been included. Like, there's this movie coming out called Nun, and the beginning of the trailer, they show the commercial all the time right now, because I guess the movie's about to come out. I look away, every time, because it's this scary looking face on the TV. It's like, and I always make it a point to look away. So when I felt like they was about to show Tristan in his underwear, I just kind of like just looked somewhere else, and I was just using my peripherals because my eyesight ain't the best at this point as it is, and I want to retain the little bit that I do have. And I feel like had I looked at the TV, my contacts would have melted in my eyes. My clear contacts would have melted in my eyes, and my eyesight would have been worse had I looked at him. And then to make things worse than the fact that y'all are showing this man in his boxers, this fool had the nerve to have on suspenders with pins on the suspenders attached to the boxers on top of a t-shirt. And he was making noises that just was like Tristan is really trying it right now. He's really trying it, and I think, honestly, in all seriousness, I think that was like his, not defense mechanism, but that was his thing, because he was uncomfortable with this. So he was doing a whole bunch of, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, you want these donuts? Oh yeah, you gonna get these donuts. Oh, I'm gonna eat it. You gonna eat these donuts? I'm gonna feed it to you. Big Daddy gonna give you these donuts. It was real extra like this, and it was real country. And I was like, why you talking like that? Like, what you doing all of that for? And she was so excited about the donut. She was like, oh, oh. I was just like, I can't tonight. I can't. My mental capacity is just not there. I'm at overload on all of this foolishness. But that was the episode. Hey, I probably did miss a bunch of stuff, but I don't care. The show is boring right now. It is boring. That's all I got for y'all right now. That is all I got for y'all this week. I apologize that this review was not all that you are used to and that you hoped for, but I'm tired. I am tired. Yesterday was the first day of school, and I am tired, okay? Maybe come next week, things will pick back up on the show. Doubt it, but maybe they will. You never know. But for now, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you have not. If you have questions for me to answer, send them to scatterbrilliancy@yahoo.com. I still want to do Ask Travis, but nobody's asking any questions. So, hey, there's that. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.